CBS Young and the Restless spoilers. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is just one of those days where I am sitting here staring at my screen and wondering if the writers are actually trying to give us all a collective heart attack. Grab a huge cup of coffee because we have a ton to unpack today. So let's just dive right into the absolute mess that is the Abbott family right now. Diane has mysteriously disappeared, vanished, poof, gone without a single trace. And honestly, Jack is looking so incredibly exhausted. The man is a walking zombie right now. He is so tired. But let's be real for a second here. Jack brought a lot of this on himself. I mean, what was he thinking? He was messing around with Patty Williams, getting caught on a boat, and then getting caught in a compromising situation with Nicky Newman. Of course, Diane was going to snap. Who wouldn't snap? But this disappearance is different. The police are actually involved now. They are actively searching for her whereabouts, and the whole town is on edge because we just don't know what happened. Is it a kidnapping? Or did Diane just pack her bags and walk away without saying a word to anyone? We are all seriously worried because with Diane, you never really know. She has a history of disappearing. She has a history of faking her own death. But this time it feels so much darker. It feels wrong. The vibe is just completely off. And the GCPD is doing their usual thing, which means they are running in circles and finding absolutely nothing. It is so frustrating to watch. You guys know how I feel about the police in Genoa City. They couldn't find a stolen car if it was parked in their own driveway. So Jack is pacing the floors, Kyle is losing his mind, and the police are just shrugging their shoulders. But then, oh man, but then Traci Abbott steps up. Sweet, beautiful, innocent Traci. She is always the one who has to clean up the messes in this family. Always. And guess what? Traci actually found a lead. She found out where Diane is staying. And the news she brings back to Jack and Kyle is so shocking that I literally had to read the spoilers twice to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. Diane is staying in a cabin in the woods. Okay, fine. A cabin in the woods. That sounds like a nice little retreat to get away from Jack's nonsense. But wait, she is not alone. She is with Matt Clark. Let that sink in for a second. Matt Clark, I am screaming. I am actually screaming at my screen right now. What in the world is Diane doing with Matt Clark? The guy who just caused Nick Newman to crash his car into a cliff? The guy who is faking amnesia? The guy who Patty Williams just sold out to Victor Newman for $2 million? That Matt Clark, why are they together in a cabin in the middle of nowhere? What is their relationship? How did they even cross paths? I have so many questions and my brain is just spinning. Let's break this down because it is just too crazy. Matt has this terrifying talent for manipulating women's feelings. We have seen it over and over again. He did it with Riza in Vegas. He did it with Patty Williams, making her think she was his ultimate ally before he brutally rejected her. He knows exactly what to say and how to say it. He plays the victim so well. And right now, he is playing the I have amnesia and I don't know who I am card. And Diane is at her absolute lowest point. She is so vulnerable. She is deeply hurt by Jack. She feels betrayed. She feels unloved. She feels like her entire marriage was a joke. So imagine this scenario. Diane runs away to clear her head. She somehow runs into Matt, Matt puts on his sad puppy dog eyes. He tells her he is lost, he has no memory, he is scared, and Diane, who is desperately looking for a distraction from her own miserable life, takes him under her wing. They retreat to this cabin. It is a classic predator move. Matt is isolating her. He is getting her away from her family, away from anyone who could warn her about who he really is. And Diane is probably falling right into his trap. Does she even know who he is? If he is sticking to his fake amnesia story, he probably gave her a fake name. Or maybe he used his real name, and Diane just doesn't connect the dots because she has been so wrapped up in the Jack and Nikki drama. I am so terrified for Diane right now. I know a lot of fans on social media don't like Diane. I get it. She has done some terrible things. But no one deserves to be locked away in a cabin with a psycho like Matt Clark. He is dangerous. He is violent. We saw what he did to Noah. We saw what he did to Nick. If Diane does something he doesn't like, or if she figures out he is lying about his amnesia, what is he going to do to her? Will Diane fall into his trap? Honestly, yes. I think she already has. She is craving validation and someone to just listen to her without the baggage of Genoa City. Matt is probably playing the perfect gentleman. He is probably listening to her vent about Jack, nodding along, making her feel special. It makes my skin crawl just thinking about it. And now we have to talk about the fallout. Traci is bringing this news back to the Abbott mansion. He is going to sit Jack and Kyle down and drop this massive bomb on them. How are they going to handle it? Kyle is going to absolutely lose his mind. That is his mother. He is already panicking because she was missing, but finding out she is with a known criminal, Kyle is going to want to rush out there immediately. He is going to want to kick the door down and drag his mother out of there. And Jack is going to feel so incredibly guilty because deep down he knows this is his fault. If he hadn't been sneaking around with Patty and Nikki, Diane would have never left. Diane would be safe at home. Now his wife is in the clutches of a monster. Jack is tired, yes, but this is going to inject him with pure adrenaline. But here is the really, really scary part. The part that has me biting my nails. What are Jack and Kyle going to do? Are they going to call the police? If they call the GCPD, the police might spook Matt. And if Matt gets spooked, he might take Diane hostage. We know he is not afraid to use a gun. He pulled a gun on Noah and Sharon. He will absolutely pull a gun on Diane. So maybe Jack and Kyle decide to go to the cabin themselves. Just the two of them, a rescue mission. But they are not action heroes. Jack is an older businessman, and Kyle is Kyle. They are no match for Matt Clark in a physical fight. And let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. The timing of this is just insane. Remember a few episodes ago, Patty Williams was furious that Matt rejected her. So she called Victor Newman and demanded $2 million for Matt's exact location. Does Patty know about the cabin? If Patty gave Victor the address to that cabin, then Victor is going to send his security team, or worse, a hit squad, to take Matt out. Victor is out for blood right now because Nick is in the hospital with potential brain damage. Victor wants Matt dead, period. So imagine this nightmare scenario. Diane is in the cabin, completely clueless, thinking she is helping a poor amnesiac man. Matt is secretly plotting his next evil move. Jack and Kyle are racing through the woods to save Diane, and Victor's armed men are descending on the exact same cabin to execute Matt. It is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Diane is literally sitting in the crossfire of a Newman revenge plot and an Abbott family rescue mission. I just cannot believe the writers are going this hard. It is so clunky and messy, but I am so here for it. I mean, who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody. Somebody is going to get seriously hurt. Maybe I'm being too dramatic. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The stakes have never been higher. Jack's exhaustion is going to have to take a back seat because he has to fight for his wife's life now. He has to prove to Diane that he actually cares about her. But how is he going to explain to her that while she was getting manipulated by a psychopath, he was busy manipulating Patty Williams to get back at Victor? Jack is such a hypocrite sometimes. He really is. He is going to run in there acting like the White Knight, but his hands are just as dirty. And poor Traci. She probably just wants to go back to writing her novels, and instead she is playing private investigator for a family that is constantly falling apart. Traci deserves a vacation, a long one. So yeah, that is where we are at. Diane is in a cabin with a monster. Matt is playing his sick little games. Jack and Kyle are about to face their worst nightmare. And Victor Newman is probably loading his metaphorical gun as we speak. I am going to be glued to my screen all week. You guys need to let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. Will Diane figure it out before Jack gets there? Will Victor's men arrive first? Let me know. I need to go lie down and process all of this.